Sorry for the hair. Anyway, how is everybody? Hope you all are having a great day so far. Hello, Transport Time. How are you? I'm pretty good. I can't complain. A little bit frustrated with myself, but apart from that, really can't complain. It's good to see you. How has this big storm been treating you and your family? Hey, Carol. How are you? Just small stuff. I don't like using other people's photos, so I stopped. I don't even ask for permission anyway to do that. No, not yet, Ross. Sorry. Ugh. I hate colds. I haven't even looked at stats yet. I have no idea where we're at, which really stinks. I try to be more on top of that. So we went up to 975 subscribers. We could reach, it's quite possible that we could be at 980 by the end of next week. Bratslav, language, please. Who went back in time? And who went back in time? I know I didn't. I'm right here in the present. Carol, you go back in time? Okay, guys, so enough yitter yatter. And I'm like, hey, if I could go back in time and get rid of this gray and get back to my 20s and retain everything I know and everything I've experienced, heck yeah. I don't want to go back in time and experience everything over again. No, not doing it. Okay, so today's topic. I am Nature Guy X46, and this is Nature Guy X46 Presents, and today we are looking at a seal that is completely landlocked. One of two seal species that I'm aware of who live their entire lives completely cut off from the ocean. Sorry, that was bugging me. The other one is the Bakil seal. This animal is important because it's part of a much bigger picture, a picture of biodiversity on this planet. Now, this species is endangered. The last time that they were counted, there were around 68,000 seals. Mature individuals. We don't know what their population is doing, if it's moving up and down, if it's dropping or going up, or if it's stable. We don't know. So, let's learn a bit about this species. It is one of the smaller seals. Males typically grow to 1.5 meters or 4 feet and 92 hundredths feet. It does, but we don't know what the we don't know when the count was done, and we don't know. Numbers can drop and fall, so we have to, and we also don't know what their numbers used to be. Well, and that could be a difference between again, you got to be careful, because if you're using that AI, it can give you false information. You always go by a site after that. Okay, yeah, see, so, yeah. So 4.59 hundredths of a foot, or feet. This seal can weigh 55 kilograms or 122 pounds. Now, they are closely related to the ring seal, and I was really surprised to see that these guys could live to be 20 years in the wild. They can live up to 50, but 20 is the norm. They spend their entire lives within the Caspian Sea, which is an inland salt sea. They do migrate from the northern reaches of the sea to the southern sea, the southern portions. These seals are monogamous. Now, that being said, we'll get back to that later. I'm going to cover that I will cover that. I promise. It's okay. But I'm just getting started. So wait, because yeah, this is a learn to care, so that's a part of the program. Lost my place. They give birth. It says it's a sea, but it could be a salt lake. It's an inland sea, meaning it is totally surrounded by land. So, I don't know. They give birth on the ice that forms on the northern parts of the Caspian Sea. Males mature around 6 to 7 years of age, while the females mature around 5 to 7 years, and if I didn't say it, they have an 11th month gestation period. Now, it is thought that perhaps they do a delayed fertilization or implant of the embryo, but we can't confirm that. Females give birth to one pup, and that perhaps explains why numbers are where they're at. Pups are weaned at around 4 to 5 weeks of age. And it's important to note that after mating, after the male has done his part, the male leaves. The male leaves, goes off on his way, and does not help in the raising of the young. Typically, at least with like sea lions and elephant seals, the male is there, but he's more there to defend the territory and to protect the females. Sometimes they go against what should be instinct, and they react in a way that is different than it should be. Sometimes they will actually crush babies. In this case, though, they apparently mate and then go off. I know I said they can live for so many years, but they have a lifespan of around 35 years, but some seals have reached the age of 50. Now, have I whet your appetite for more? Or to learn more about it? And I hope so. Now we're going to talk about why they're endangered. Oh, I know. A lot of animals are worse. The Caspian seal was or is hunted, but this hunting was not sustainable. And so they weren't taking into account that someday numbers would drop low and it would go on the endangered list. And that was in the 20th century. Early 20th century. Still to this day, we are their main threat. Seals were caught in the sturgeon fishery, so fishermen would be out catching sturgeon and would end up catching seals. And when they would catch seals, they would sell the skin and the blubber from these seals. Now, this trade could still be happening in some countries. Another factor affecting them is pollution. Seals have been found with levels of zinc in their bodies. They've also been found to have PCBs and DDT in enough levels to do harm to the seals. At this point, though, the levels don't seem to be affecting reproduction. They are also at risk for climate change, and since they can't migrate to other areas besides the Caspian Sea, they are more at risk. Now, there's another factor that we usually don't consider when we talk about endangered species, and that is natural predation, meaning an animal is being eaten by a natural predator. So wolves are known to take baby seals, or were known to take baby seals. I don't know what the wolf population is in all areas that they live in. Eagles may be capable of killing unweaned pups that are left alone. And sometimes, a mother has to eat too, and she will leave to do that. I mentioned this only because an endangered animal that is lost to predation is still a loss to the species, especially one that only gives birth to one pup every year. Could we lose the seal? It's possible if the seal is continued to be caught in sturgeon fisheries, or if humans continue to hunt them. Then yes, it is entirely possible. So, what is being done to save them? Nets that were made to capture seals have been banned in some countries as early as 1940. The legal hunting of molting seals ended in 1952. They closed off one of the sea's archipelagos to seal harvesters. So people that would hunt seals cannot hunt seals on those islands. The harvesting of females during the breeding season was halted in 1966, which is kind of scary when you really think about it, because not only are you losing a breeding female, but you could be losing pups. Now, it is still a harvested species, meaning it is still hunted. The Caspian states have banned the catching of wild sturgeon, and this means that in the Caspian states, you can't do that. Well then, Caesar, I'm sorry because I only speak English. I mean, if you understand what I'm saying, that's fine. But, yeah. And you're welcome to stay. I can read a little bit of Spanish. So I'll do my best. So the legal, okay, hold on. I think. Okay, so you're. I think. I think you just told me that you are learning English. They should. That would be a blessing and a half. Oh, that would be so amazing. So the bycatch of seal in those countries ended in 2014. And if I read it right, Iran actually has a seal rehab facility for seals that have been stranded or injured. And that is very, very cool. Especially considering what could happen instead. So, do you have any questions? I do have a couple of news items that I saw that fit within my... Hi, Grimsby. I did not see you come in. Do I like cheese? Not as a snack. Not as a snack. In foods, it's okay. Any questions on the seals? Hey guys, we have 6 people and only 3 likes. If it's in like tacos or some food item, it's fine. I get it. It's fine. And along those lines, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I believe it is February 1st. It will be done, Grimsby, not needed, dude, not needed. So I will be doing a Q&A on February 1st. I'm going to do it both at 1 and at 7. If I have enough questions. If I don't, then leave your questions if you have them. It's okay. Leave them in the comment section or on the community page. And if I haven't done it yet, I will do a place where you can put them. So news clips for today on environmental, ecological, whatever standing. A study was done at a university. I don't know the university. And they looked at black rockfish, ling cod, Chinook salmon, Pacific herring, Pacific lamprey, which seems kind of odd, and pink shrimp. They took 182 samples and found that 180 of those samples found that they contained microfibers and microplastics. All 6 species contained some level of these pollutants. The salmon had the least amount, but the shrimp had the highest amounts. And so if you eat those animals, you would then pick up those microplastics and microfibers. Officers in Florida rescued 30 turtles in Gulf County, Florida. Sea turtles, by the way. When it gets too cold, it can stun them, and that causes all types of issues. So, there is that. And we are only 25 minutes in. If you have any thoughts on what you would like to see or hear me talk about in videos, you can let me know, and I will do those. Well, the pet tiger thing, that's not necessarily bad. I think he's joking with us. I do cover dinosaurs. I probably will not cover them in lives, but there are. Let me see. I will post a link to the playlist, and you can check that out. I think. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, Ross, it varies. Saturdays are usually pretty decent. But yeah, if you go to my if you go to my community page, you can access the different playlists. And there is a playlist for prehistoric creatures. And it has such things as Dimetrodon, Stegosaurus, Dunkleosteus, woolly mammoth, and I think a few others. Similodon, Mastodon, woolly rhino, Triceratops, Pachycephalosaurus, Glyphodon, Apatosaurus, T-Rex, cave lions, ammonites, Allosaurus, and just added Lepidodon tree. It will be up tomorrow, I hope. So there's quite a few there. Yeah, but I've done videos on them, which is, I think there's 19 of them. So the ammonite and the Allosaurus may be shorts. You know what? He didn't get put back up. He's right there. Hello, Marie. How are you? Oh, no. Never that. Oh, hi, Lincolnshire. I did not see you come in. How are you? Yes, that's it. It will be up tomorrow. I don't know what it is about doing lives, but I yawn. There must be something going on because, like, my brain is not getting enough oxygen or something. So I struggle, guys. 8 people watching, and I only have 4. No. That could be. We have 9 people watching according to my thing, my counter here, and only have 4 likes. What is up with that? Y'all, what is up with that? I want you guys to notice I have my werewolf up on the stand. Okay, it just moved to 5. I don't have 5. You think drawings would get more likes? You mean these? These drawings? Or that? I mean, I could do a video where I just draw them out. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could do a video where I just draw out or try to draw out the images in the video. My problem is it would look like a kid did them. No, I couldn't do it while I talk to you guys. It would have to be done off camera and then pieced together. I am working on monsters for those of you that are new to the channel, I am working on plans for when we get monetized, if the channel gets monetized, that as long as I have money and I can do it, I will send out, depending upon money. If I don't have the money to send them out through the post, I will scan them and send them to you that way. I know it's not quite the same. Let's see if I can do one while you guys are online with me, so that I can show you what I'm talking about instead of talking about it. Yeah. And everybody should have email. It's not going to be really, really great. Because I'm talking to you guys as I'm doing it. How are the storms going in the UK? Or how is the storm in the UK? Is it gone? Well, yeah. Hey, Jake. Good, good. Oh, sorry to hear that. I will be hopefully recording videos this week, or today rather. I don't know. It is not subscriber week this week. But if you have ideas for videos, you can let me know. I don't know. But I get really overwhelmed with the small stuff when it comes to the channel. Um looks like they top off at 5 feet. I'm sorry, I don't know conversions for metric. To 110 pounds in weight. So something like that. Of course, the lines here, here, and here would be erased, and it would be signed. Not that that's a big deal, but who knows? And each one would be hand-drawn. You wouldn't just get, like, some silly, it wouldn't be a duplicate. Other than, you know, potentially being scanned into the computer. What is that? Lincolnshire? Is that a bus number? I'm confused. I should tell you guys what is coming up Tuesday for live. I have not. Is that, okay. That's what I thought. I have not seen that movie, and I don't watch a lot of, like, if it's gory, I'm probably not gonna see it. Yeah, I didn't see it. I guarantee you I didn't see it. Yesterday we did Green Hydra at 1 p.m. and Freshwater Jellyfish at 7. And the 7 p.m. did not have a lot of people in it, which was a little sad, but that's okay. Tonight at 7 p.m. we are doing the Hooded Seal. It's going to be just, the format will be just like tonight, only a different animal. Tuesday, we are doing Zoo to Do, and I'm going to be doing the Prague Zoo at 1 p.m. and the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum at 7 p.m. And these are always fun for me to do because I like zoos. I don't have images from these zoos, so don't expect to see them. Then Friday, we're doing 2 extinct animals. I'm going to smear this name. Tecopa Pupfish at 1 p.m. and the Spix Macaw at 7 p.m. And that is SPIX. And then Saturday is our nature-based Q&A. If I don't have people submitting questions, then I'm taking a holiday. What happened? What happened? Wow, all of a sudden you guys just dropped off the face of the world. It is, but use it as an opportunity to ask me questions. If there's stuff about me that you want to know, as long as there, you can submit questions and I can decide if I want to answer them. Yeah, but put that in the comment section to the video. I mean, I can ask that now, or you can save it for... I went to get up to put this away, and I slipped. Do you want me to answer that now? I can answer that now if you want me to. So, I have categories of favorites. And sometimes it changes on my mood. But, I have figures that I like more than others. Excuse me. And Carol's like, oh no, they asked him that question. It'll give us something to talk about. These are some of them. So, out of my Godzilla collection, this is one of my favorites. I do have others that I like, but this is one of my favorites. If you don't know who this is Mechagodzilla. I almost called it Mechagodzilla. This is Mecha King Ghidorah. That's the back view. That's the front view. The wings move a little bit. And the feet move. But not much. My favorite shark figure that I own, just because I love blue sharks anyway. Mr. Werewolf, just because I like some of the fantasy creatures. Werewolves are not my favorite, but The African fish eagle. I think the part that gets me is the fish in its talons. Sometimes I think they look better from a distance. The clouded leopard. And what I think is one of the sweetest pieces in my collection, the coelacanth. So those are some of my favorite characters, some of my favorite figures. I also, and there's some disagreements between some people on this next bit, but I I have some that I have a couple that I know not everybody likes. My male orangutan, some people like it, some people don't. He's a bigger character. He has the throat pouch and his cheek flaps. He's a very robust figure. This was one of the first ones that I ever bought. This is my favorite gorilla. Probably a mountain gorilla, based on the detail on the fur and stuff, but that's okay too. And then I have Bigfoot. And I like him because gotta have room for a little bit of the weird stuff. I also have some unusual animals. I'm not gonna get the other one down because I don't feel like getting up again. A white alligator. Now he's not albino. He's leucistic. Which is different than being albino. A spirit bear. Now this is, if you don't know what a spirit bear is, these guys are a color morph of the black bear. So this is actually an American black bear that is white or whitish. Very cute, very special because they're only found in one area. And I even have a white leucistic buffalo, American bison, I should say. Probably, I don't know. And then my favorite dinosaur is the Spinosaurus. One of my favorite dinosaurs. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. Not all of them, but some of them. And like I said, just because you asked me today what my favorites are, that can change day by day. I do have a few others that I really like. I wasn't going to bring any more down, but then I'm like, he asked, so I got to show him off. Gosh darn it. You guys did not see that. Or hear that, for that matter. I also have some that are not my favorites, but luckily these animals are not among them at any given point in time. We have the aardvark, who most people really find really adorable. I don't know why. He's just a little guy or girl. Pygmy hippo. Not something you usually find in a collection, but this is a Sydney funnel web spider. Oh, okay. That's workable. This is a cassowary, aka the murder bird. Love this figure. Hi at TPS10. We have my leopard seal. And just look at that face. He's like, I don't like you, but I might like you for dinner. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have any dogs. No dogs. I don't. My brother has dogs. But I don't own dogs. the woolly rhino. The only time that there's dogs on my channel is if I'm down at my brother's house. And if you want to see the dogs, you can look. There are some lives that have dogs in them. Irish elk. I just got this guy. Look at those bunkers, antlers. That's why he's my favorite, because he's got massive antlers. The Yeti. I'll tell you what, for being a fantasy creature, look at those abs. That's crazy. Mystical creatures should not have abs. And giant ground sloth. Also one of my favorites, because they're sloths. So yeah, I sometimes, if I'm down there during a live, I will put the dogs on. Not very often, but every once in a while. Cyrus is my baby. Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't have one of those, though. I know what you mean. I also don't like the fact that the Bigfoot looks so peaceful, like he wouldn't hurt a fly, but yet the Yeti looks like he's ready to rip somebody or send somebody, off on a not so pleasant trip. Like, he, for real, looks more ferocious than the werewolf. I don't know. It just seems wrong. Oops. Yeah, he's not the most intimidating figure. He really isn't. My poor cork board. I want a vampire. I also have up top, right above my finger, is Ultraman. If you know who that is. And I also have Gauss. If you know who Gauss is. And if you don't, you should. I'm only missing 2 of the Godzilla monsters. Oh, well, actually 3, if I'm being honest. And before anybody asks, no, I don't have any of the new stuff. Oh, wait. Okay, so can I show off some more stuff? Can I show off more stuff? That is not what I wanted to show off. I did not want to show off my backside, but that's okay, I guess. Ultraman. I think this is the original. I think. The arms move. He's your classic figure. The body moves a little, the torso moves a little bit. The arms move, but the legs do not. I agree. King Caesar, who to the best of my knowledge is only in 2 movies with Godzilla. Very awesome monster, very underused. Space Godzilla, another one of my favorites. I know there's more than one figure, but I like this one, despite his tail being a mile long. Destroyer. This is about as new. Him and Space Godzilla are the newest, I think, among the newest items that I have as far as the figures go. My nephew's popped off the head, so I had to glue it back on. Now, my nieces and nephews, they don't get to play with these. These are not play toys. Gauss. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. Not sure which, if this is from the newer Gamera movie or if this is from the older movie, but I think it's from the newer movie. But that's Gauss, one of my favorites. And well, I don't know if Toho did Gamera. I don't know if Toho did Gamera. I don't like the MonsterVerse either as far as the monsters go, but the movies are okay, I guess. Again, if you know, you know. I do have a Mothra, but I don't really like it. It's not my favorite thing in my collection. And I blame my brother-in-law for having these. He got me Godzilla for either my birthday or for Christmas. I either got this for Christmas, or my birthday, or a just because gift. And this is what started my Godzilla collection. Because I was like, you know, I have one, and he looks really dumb sitting up there on the bookshelf by himself. So I slowly started getting the others. And so I am missing Megalon and the Crab and King Kong. But I didn't want to get... This is how annoyed I am. I didn't want to get the Godzilla figure or the... What is that? I didn't want to get the newer stuff because it would just look weird. So, I haven't got any of the new creatures. What is Monarch? I don't know what that is. Also, the collection really needs to get cleaned up. Because I still have 2 monsters that I need to get put away. And now all of the stuff that I took down to answer Ross's question. I might actually get some decent views for this one, maybe. And I don't have any, like, Ultraman monsters. So, they're all Godzilla. Except for Gauss and Gamera, and they're not up there yet. Anything else? Any questions, comments, thoughts? I only have one Godzilla. One version of Godzilla. And I think this is pretty close to the first one. Oh yeah, I agree. They were my favorite, like, monsters growing up as a kid. I think because I could watch them, they were safe. As a kid, I was a bit of a fraidy cat. And there were certain monster movies that I couldn't watch, but I could watch them and not have nightmares. Because I knew they weren't real. But for some reason, the smaller monsters like Dracula and the Wolfman and Frankenstein and the Mummy, they were still life-size, and for some reason my brain just would take that and run with it. My subconscious brain, because, man... The Godzilla The Godzilla or what? Well, to a little kid, Godzilla, to adults back in the day, we didn't know that there was a guy inside. Nowadays, we know that it's all, you know, a different perspective because there's a guy inside the suit, and the city that he's destroying is a prop. Which, by the way, I would love to have some of those cities. That one building that always gets destroyed in every single Godzilla movie or Gamera movie, I would love to have that as a miniature. To add that to my collection. That would be incredible. And you know the one I'm talking about. I think it's a palace. Or it was used as a palace at some point. Yeah. And I don't know if because I don't know, it's different now. I also write on the side a little bit. And I was getting ready to do a vampire story. But I didn't know anything about vampires. I mean, other than the stuff you see in the movies. And I wanted real, like, the actual myth, not Hollywood's myth. So I did what any writer would do, and I researched it. And at some point in my research, my brain developed this dream. And it ended, when I had that dream, it ended any fear of the smaller monsters. I still don't like zombies. But, and I don't like blood. So if there's a lot of blood in a movie, I'm not going to watch it. Doesn't matter what type of movie it is. Yeah, because I can fill in the gaps. My imagination will let me fill in the gaps of movies that I watch where there's an excess. Fun fact, the twins were originally a music group, if I remember right. Or a part of a music group. I was talking with a friend the other day, and we were talking about how it seems like there's a whole mess of monsters who are either gigantic sized or come free from ice. And I'm like, no, Godzilla was a man in a suit. The only time that I'm aware of that they didn't use a man in a suit is the Mothra larva. I don't believe the Mothra larva was a guy in a suit. If I remember right. Now there might have been scenes where they used a I don't want to call it a puppet. But there might have been scenes where they used something other than a man in a suit. But for the most part, yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, you guys should see my desk right now. It is a mess. I'm not going to show you what it looks like, but it's as messy as my hair. Well, that monster head messed up. I did not see it. In truth, the last Godzilla movie that I saw was probably King Kong or Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. That's the new Toho release, right? Yeah, I haven't seen it. I did see Shin Ultraman. I hope, as much as I love the character, and that's the one thing I wish they would do. No. To the best of my knowledge, they did use some stop motion effects. Like anytime that you saw his tail destroying a building, that probably was stop motion, but for the most part, it was a guy in a suit. Now, King Kong, the original King Kong that came out in 1933, that was stop motion. That was not a guy in a suit. The American King Kong, the very, very first King Kong, was stop motion. Now, the Japanese King Kong, the one to me that looks more like an orangutan than a gorilla, that was a guy in a suit. I don't know. I don't know about Mothra. I feel like Mothra probably was not a guy in a suit. So, Mothra was remote. Hey, yeah, I agree. The Mothra larva, his mouth, body, and legs were all remotely controlled. So the adult Mothra was a puppet with radio-controlled legs, while the larvae were a combination of motor-driven props and hand puppets. Probably, I would say so, yeah. From one of the movies. How you doing, basically? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people today. Plus me. If you have not done it yet, make sure you give this live a like, because I've had to get up a lot to get things off the shelf. I think what's even weirder is when you start looking into the sounds that the monsters make. Yep. Yep, basically. Okay, so yes, I believe in aliens, but, and this is a very big but, I don't believe in alien abductions. I don't believe in aliens coming to Earth and cutting up livestock. I don't believe in crop circles. I believe that there are planets out there that have life on them. I don't even know if I believe that aliens have visited the Earth. As far as ghost goes, I know I shouldn't, but I've seen things that I can't explain. And that makes me a believer. What's a puppet? I have not heard of it, but I don't doubt it. diversionary tactics. To take our mind off something else that's going on. Now, they say that there have been visitations, that there have been UFOs come to Earth. The government has come out and said that it's happened. So, I don't know. Yes. Now, was he always a guy in a suit? That I can't answer. That's not what I want to know. Well, I know that. Duh. It is very normal. But I was working on a book, sitting at my computer. Felt like I wasn't alone. That type of weird feeling. Got up a couple times to figure it out. Never saw anything. Sat back down. And it came back a couple times. Martha was a puppet. Except for the legs. The adult was a puppet. And the baby was remote controlled. But the third time I felt that I wasn't alone, I looked over and there was a child. Um, and he stood, or it was standing on something, looking into my tank. I don't know. And that could be. Medications and depression can do bizarre things to us. So I have seen and felt things that I can't explain. But when you're depressed, there's chemical changes, or can be, in the brain, and who knows? Sometimes when you're sick, you can hallucinate. Now, as for other stuff, that could be. That dream that I told you about that changed my take on creatures, they were stop animation. So it's quite possible, yes, that they were miniatures. My subconscious put Count Dracula into a dream. He was a part of my brother's homework. My brother invited him to dinner, not knowing who he was. I did. He came to the house, to my grandma's house in Salt Lake City, which was really odd. He told me that I no longer had to be afraid. I don't remember the rest of the conversation, just that part, but we talked from, I would say, 7 o'clock at night till the early morning hours. There was no bite. There was no violence. But the absolutely positively weird thing is that he didn't look like Bela Lugosi. He didn't look like Christopher Lee. I don't know how to describe him. He was dressed to the nines. At that point, no. No, at that point I was not writing. Not about him. I had gone in and done a ton of research on them. I mean, I knew enough that if they were real, I could be a vampire hunter. I was like a little I wasn't little, but I could be a Van Helsing. I think it was my. Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry for doing that to you. No, no, I don't think so. It's your brain, your subconscious trying to make sense of things. Though sometimes they can be more than that, but no. It's not no. Well, wait, what time is it? Ross, are you I got to start remembering to Okay, so you are UK. I have a hard time keeping track. Okay, guys, I think it's time to say goodbye. We've been on for almost. I've seen Ben 10. A little bit after my time, but I like the concept. I like the concept of Ben 10. And I've actually watched Ben 10. And yeah, it was good. Yup. More so than I do any other vampire. More so than I favorite Alien, if you remember. There was one that was really big, really strong. I don't remember his name. Oh, no, no, no. No. There was one that was blind. Yeah. Forearms, yeah. And then there was another one. I think that was blind. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's him. I like that one too. Bye. Have a good week. Maybe see you tomorrow. I don't know. Bye, Lincolnshire. I didn't know you were still on, dude. Yeah, he's Great Britain, I think. If I remember right. It's obvious Lincolnshire is. Okay, guys, I am going to go. It's okay, Lincolnshire. You're fine. I'm going to go. I need to eat again. Have a great rest of your day. Remember to always be kind. Always keep learning. Love one another. And never give up on yourself. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.